Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jeffrey Epstein Show. I'm your host, Bobbycapucci, and this is a morning update. I'm hearing a lot of rumors about Jess Staley right now, folks. I'm hearing that the end is going to be a lot quicker than even I speculated. Remember when this all first started with Jess Staley, I said that there is no way he lasts till 2021. And then I said it would be about 8 months, I thought, until he would get booted. Well, now I revised it down to 4 to 6 months, and I'm gonna have to revise that again and say it might be imminent at this point. It might be something that happens very quickly, and with the way that the stock market is very turbulent right now due to the COVID-19 situation, it would give them a bit of cover if they were to get rid of Staley during this whole entire hubbub. And don't put that past a company like Barclays to do. We all know Barclays isn't really, on the up and up. They're part of the banksters organization, and I don't trust them as far as I can throw them, obviously. But when it comes to this sort of money type of deal, and knowing that Staley is definitely already on the outs with them, and from the rumblings that I'm hearing right now from my sources on Wall Street, things are looking real bleak for Jess Staley, boys and girls. It looks like he will not be lasting very much longer, and good, he should not even be in that position at this point. When I was on my way to Santa Fe, I flew on American Airlines, and they have actually a pretty good deal where if you sign up for their credit card, you get 60,000 miles. So I was pretty interested at first, and then at the end, they were talking about, oh, and it's Barclays Bank. So right away, I declined even getting the paper at that point. There's zero chance I would put any money in Barclays Bank with Jess Staley at the helm. Zero chance. This morning, however, we're going to switch speeds a little bit, and we're going to talk about the fact that a gun was smuggled in to the MCC. Now, how in the world is that possible? With all of the scrutiny on this facility after Epstein supposedly killed himself there, you mean to tell me that someone was able to smuggle a gun in? But I thought that the great Justice Department was on the case. I thought that they were going to fix everything and everything was A-OK. Everything was hunky-dory, according to our good friend Bill Barr. Well, I guess that's not the case, huh? What do you know? We've been lied to again. So, this article is from the New York Post. The headline, Feds find smuggled gun in Manhattan prison where Jeffrey Epstein died. This article was written by Tamar Lappin. Federal investigators on Thursday found a loaded gun that had been smuggled into the lower Manhattan prison where Jeffrey Epstein allegedly killed himself last summer. How does that even occur? How does it even occur that a gun is smuggled in to a facility like the MCC? And furthermore, we're supposed to believe that these people were doing a good job protecting inmates and protecting prisoners the night of Jeffrey Epstein's alleged suicide? These people can't even keep a gun out of this facility. You mean to tell me they were on the ball and they were watching that like hawks? They knew that nobody entered the cell with Epstein? Or this scenario, they knew that they'd have egg on their face once again. They knew that it would bring all sorts of heat if they admitted that he was actually murdered, so they ran with this narrative. Either way. The handgun was located inside a housing unit at the Metropolitan Correctional Center, which had been on a week-long lockdown as prison officials searched for the weapon, the Associated Press reported. How is it possible that a gun gets in here in the first place? How is it possible that you have to put a whole entire prison on lockdown to search for a gun? We're not talking about somebody brought in some extra snacks. Somebody didn't smuggle some drugs up their hoo-ha. A gun, okay? How do you get a gun into a jail? Officials didn't say how the gun was smuggled in or how they knew to search for it. Of course they didn't. Of course they didn't. It's a national security matter. We can't tell you what's going on, plebes. We can't tell you. You'll just have to listen to us, and we'll give you the story, and then that's the story that you'll have to run with. The whole entire thing is ridiculous on its face. There is zero accountability from anybody at the Justice Department. Federal prosecutors have opened a criminal probe into potential misconduct by guards, focusing on a trove of contraband uncovered during the search for the firearm, including cell phones, drugs, and homemade weapons. So, misconduct by the guards. Let's read between the lines here. So what they're saying in this article, if we read between the lines, is that the guards or a guard smuggled this stuff in and either they know who it is or they're casting a wide net right now and searching for whoever it is. But it's like Orange is the New Black, I guess, right? That guard that was, making them sell drugs for him, et cetera, et cetera. It's the same kind of situation in real prison, I'm guessing. Real jail. None of these jails are safe. None of these jails are secure. And for them to think that we'll sit here and we're just believe that they could keep Epstein safe when A, none of the cameras were working that was focused on his cell, and B, we're reading stories now about people smuggling guns into your facility, and you want us to believe that, oh, it's definitely a suicide. There's no way anybody could have got to Jeffrey Epstein. Give me a break. The Bureau of Prisons has been under scrutiny since multimillionaire pedophile Epstein hanged himself, allegedly, in his cell at the facility in August while awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. Look, the prison system should have been under scrutiny for much longer than that. We all know that it's broken. We all know that the Justice Department for decades has been broken. We all know that the Department of Corrections needs to be fixed. But yet here we are still having the same conversations over and over again while the government pays us little mind. They don't care. They don't care what happens to people in these prisons. Unless, of course, it shines a bad light on them, well, then it's a problem. But they don't give a shit about the prison system. They really could care, they could care less about it. 2 prison guards failed to check on Epstein the night he killed himself, allegedly, sleeping and surfing the internet just 15 feet from his cell. Again, these are the fall guys. These are the scapegoats, the 2 prison guards. We discussed this when it first happened, and I knew that this was going to occur. I knew nobody at the Justice Department or the Department of Corrections of consequence was going to take the fall for this. Of course it was the 2 guards on duty. Let's blame them. Meanwhile, where was their boss? Where was their boss's boss? And so on up the ladder. There is zero accountability, and it's unacceptable. It is unacceptable that a place like the Department of Justice can have such little accountability. And I don't just mean from Barr, folks, all right? I'm talking about from the previous administration as well. We're talking the whole lot of them. McCabe and Comey and Rosenstein, now Barr and all of his stooges. It's all the same, all right? It's just a big shit sandwich that the American people always have to take a bite out of, and I'm really sick of it. The guards then allegedly falsified reports to cover up their negligence and make it appear that they had been doing their jobs the night of the suicide. Again, horrible conduct by those guards. Definitely something that they should be fired for. Definitely something that they should have to pay some sort of penalty for. Should they be the fall guys for this? Absolutely not. They're the only ones that screwed up that night. I thought it was just the perfect storm of coincidences and screw-ups, according to Barr and Company. So if that's the case, then the guards should just get a little slap on the wrist like everybody else, right? We're going to give you a stern talking to. They've each been charged with conspiracy and filing false reports. That really rubs me the wrong way also. So they're charged with conspiracy, but everybody in Jeffrey Epstein's trafficking ring, nobody's charged with a conspiracy plot. Nobody's charged with RICO. Nobody's charged with an ongoing criminal enterprise charge. Sure must be nice to be on the other side of the 2-tier justice system. It really must be nice to be able to do whatever the hell you want to do. And you know why? Well, they write the laws, so they also write the loopholes into the laws so that they know how to navigate the legal system, while you or I are left holding the bag. The prison currently holds disgraced Nike bribery lawyer Michael Avenatti. It previously held narcotics kingpin Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. Well, creepy porn lawyer's in there, huh? That's nice. I wonder if he's going to break out his banjo and start playing it like he did in Deliverance when he was a child. You know, he was the kid in Deliverance, right? He starred in that movie. All right, maybe not, but he certainly looks like the guy. So, look, all kidding aside, folks, all jokes aside, it's just such bad business for the Department of Justice and for the Department of Corrections to continuously screw up like this. It's just over and over and over again. You mean to tell me that there's nobody that can be hired to be brought in to actually do the right thing here? There's nobody in the whole country that's honorable person that could be brought in to whip the Department of Corrections into shape? Of course there is, but that's not what they want. They want one of their toady, stooly, bureaucrat buddies to come in so that they can mold them and shape them and make sure that the decisions are still going their way. It's all one big gigantic sham, in my opinion. The Department of Justice is absolutely corrupt. Absolutely corrupt. And I honestly, at this point, I don't even take anything that comes out of the Department of Justice seriously. And it's been like that since, at the very least, George Bush 2 for me. It's an absolute joke at this point. They continuously lie. They continuously withhold evidence. They continuously withhold information from the American people that is pertinent to what is going on in the country and that is pertinent to what is going on in our lives. Yet, they continue to lie. Yet, they continue to obfuscate. Meanwhile, everything around them seems to be burning. But they stand there, hands up. Everything's fine here. There's no fire. Meanwhile, there's a 4-alarm fire blazing in the background, and everybody in America sees it on both sides of the aisle. But these morons refuse to do anything about it. They refuse to fix the obviously broken justice system. They refuse to end the two-tier justice system. And what they continue to do is they continue to lie, scheme, and plot. Well, those days are long over for them. Nobody's believing their narratives anymore. Nobody's just going to sit back and take what they tell us and not look into it and take it for fact. Those days are gone. Those days are certainly gone. And at this point, for me to have any faith in the Justice Department, there needs to be massive arrests in this case. I'm talking Ghislaine Maxwell. I'm talking Sarah Kellen Vickers. I'm talking Leslie Groff. I'm talking Adriana Ross. I'm talking Glenn Dubin. I'm talking the whole lot of these scumbags rounded up and sat down in an interrogation room. Until that occurs, I will continue to be on this podcast railing about the obvious corruption at the Justice Department and how it directly affected this case. If you'd like to contact me, you can do that by emailing me at bobbycapucci@protonmail.com. That's BOBBYCAPUCCI@protonmail.com. Or you can find me on Twitter at BOBBY_CAPUCCI. If you enjoy my work and you like the content and you would like to help out, you can do that by clicking on the GoFundMe link inside of the description box. All right, everybody, so I'll be back later on tonight with the final part, the third part of my Santa Fe series. Look for that to drop somewhere between 8 p.m. Pacific time and 10 p.m. Pacific time tonight. I have a little bit of a busy schedule early in the evening, so it's going to take me a little bit longer to drop, but right around the same time as Wednesday's episode, somewhere in that time frame, 8 Pacific to 10 Pacific, something like that. All right, folks, I hope everybody enjoys their day. It's Friday. Got the weekend staring us down the face. Got some good stuff going on this weekend, sports-wise, UFC, etc., etc. Looking forward to all of that. But really what I'm looking forward to is the day when I wake up and I see Ghislaine Maxwell's stupid, ugly mug on the front page of the paper and her in bracelets being escorted to a prison. Boy, would that be a fantastic way to start the weekend. We can all dream, can't we? All right, folks, until later, I will talk to you then.